Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how I shave with the Dovo Bismarck cutthroat razor. Now I'll do a separate video on the details of this razor, but today I'll just be showing you the process of my shaving and how I go through preparation, shave and finish. Now there are a couple of products that I'll be using. You don't have to use all of these. What I do suggest is that you go through the same or similar steps. Now some of these steps might be to some of you who have shaved with these before or have an opinion about cutthroat razor shaving. Might be, hey, you don't need to do that. But I'll try my best to explain why I do things, and hopefully you can take a little bit from that and maybe try it yourself. Now all these products are available on Muazo. It's up to you if you wish to purchase them. I'll put links below. If you do wish to purchase them, it helps me, it supports me, and I'll really appreciate that. If you're here for the first time, hey, don't forget to subscribe. There's more videos coming. I'm going to try to be as real time as possible. Obviously, I'll be talking, but I'll try to talk as little as possible so I can just get on with the shave. Without further ado, let's kick off. My first step is I like to prepare the entire face, not just the bearded or the area that's going to be shaved. So what I'll be doing is I'll be essentially exfoliating or lightly exfoliating all my skin and neck in preparation of the shave. So that would be the aim of that, is to remove any dirt, oil, grime that's caught up in the beard. And at the same time, I'm assuming that if you have dark hair, you've probably noticed this, that when you shave, you expose this fresh skin, but everywhere else it seems a little bit darker. That's primarily because you've exposed fresh skin and the rest of the area hasn't really been exfoliated, cleaned, or even exposed, or the fresh skin hasn't been exposed underneath that. So the whole idea is to kind of reduce that happening, clean up the face, considering now you're shaving, so you might as well just do the whole thing, get it ready. So what I'll be using today is something you'll find on the website. This is a Bishatan charcoal infused face scrub. It's got a kind of like soft side and it's got a coarse side. By Moriata, straight from Japan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to warm this up. So what I've done is I've got that nice and warm. What I'll be using today is this. This is the, if you've seen this product before, I've used it lots of times in my other videos. It's a very gentle exfoliator by V76 by Vaughan. And I like using this because it's just super gentle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to squirt a little bit on this. There you go. Almost it comes out as a cream. Now just quickly wet the face, warm water. And now we're just going to start at the forehead. Really good at getting into the nose, the oily areas. If you've got an oily nose, or you're prone to blackheads or areas of the skin which kind of get blocked with oils, I highly recommend that you go through this step. Now it may look a little bit rough, but trust me, it's not. My hair into the nose here, work my way across, finally on the head, and we're done. Now if you use something like a foaming cleanser, you'll find that is going to be way more foamy, but as this is a cream, it's not going to be as foamy. And this Bishatan towel has two sides, one is softer, one is coarse. I'm just going to finish up with the softer side. I'm prone to little imperfections or pores are very quick at getting blocked because of my oily skin. So this is what I love using, getting all that out. Don't forget, in between the eyebrows, done. So that's a great way of just cleaning out the grime. And it's amazing the amount of, even when you think your face is clean, the amount of grime and oil that accumulates in such a short space of time. Okay, here we go. Now the skin is ready. So my go-to shave gel, I always like shave gels or shaving or gels that turn into foams. This is again by V76. You've seen this before, really enjoy using this. And today I'll be showing you also how I use this little beauty. This is a Badger hair shaving brush by Dovo. It comes in many colors and finishes. I've gone for the ivory, but it is also available in black and a really dark rich walnut, which I think will be the next one in my collection. Really easy. Give this a rinse. Warm water. Do not push the water in. Hold this upside down. Let the water just drench it ever so nicely. There are many ways of doing this. Some would like to use a shaving bowl. Please go ahead, squirt this into a shaving bowl, whisk it up. I like to use a method that I learned many years ago. Create a fist, squirt the gel into the fist, put it on the side, get your shaving brush. One thing you have to avoid is pushing the brush into the face. Do not push the brush into the face. A couple of things will happen. One, you'll end up irritating your skin. Two, you could break these super fine badger hairs, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to ruin the brush just because of improper use. You know, if you take care of these brushes, they'll last you a generation. Really, they will. So this is pretty much ready. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use it as a paintbrush. So I'm going to show you how I do this. Paint down, up, cross. And what I'm also going to do is I'm only going to shave one side of my face, or prepare one side of my face at a time, just so you can see how things progress. And the whole idea of using the Badger brush is that it's very fine, gets into the skin, gets the hair to rise, especially in super coarse spaces like here. Again, the more you shave, the more you'll figure out what works for you. So you can see how the hair moves in the direction of the paint or the brush. It's really in the most coarsest areas. Okay, now here is the beautiful Dovo Bismarck. Now again, like any previous cutthroat razor shaving I've shown you, is allow the blade to do the cutting. This is a hologram blade. It's going to be a bit light, but it's going to be super sharp, and just allow the weight of it to drag and cut. Now, some of you might be saying, whoa, this guy hasn't stropped his razor. Well, something you should know about Dovo blades or Dovo razors is that they come stropped and honed directly from the factory. You do not need to do it immediately or for the first few shaves, unless you're shaving daily and you need to kind of give it a little bit more of an edge. Most of the time, off you go, no big deal. Now, rinse under hot water. Don't put it under boiling water, because the surface area of the blade will burn you. Now excuse me while I shave. And again, I'm going to let this run. Watch your ears. Short strokes. in the coarsest, densest areas is where it's the trickiest. Now, we will go over this again. And you might find there are some hairs that are growing in different directions. And when that happens, you might find it that it catches. Not to worry. And if it catches, yeah, it might bleed, but you'll be alright. Don't be afraid of the blade. I should put that on a t-shirt. Then I'm gonna sneeze, excuse me. And what I like about the gel is that you can essentially reactivate it by just wetting the skin. There you go. Like for me, my trouble area is going to be this area here. That's going to be my most troublesome space. I mean, apart from the neck, which is tricky for everyone, really. But for me, that's my biggest problem there. No. Excuse me while I use some improper technique to get just around. Yeah, I call it improper because you can't really see, but because I've done this a couple of times. You need to find what works for you. And you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just squeezing in, bringing my neck in, just so I can get to these parts. As this blade is quite light, you have to give it a little bit of juice, meaning just don't be afraid of it. The blade will cut, just measure the coarseness, like measure the resistance and give it some weight, some assistance, and it will do the cutting. Try your best not to scrape the skin. Just allow for the cutting. You can see, I think I've just caught myself just there. We'll come back and do the details later. So all the all the flourishes, sideburns, and the rest of it. Now, I'm choosing to rinse the blade ever so often, but you can wipe the blade if it gets too wet. Just wipe it on your towel. There we go. So that's kind of like the first half. Obviously, for demonstration purposes, I'm shaving like this, but it would be a lot faster if I wasn't talking and making a video. I'm gonna come to the chin area later because that is so damn coarse. Let's get these hairs to stand up. Let's get these, yeah, look at that. By the way, if there are any shaving products you'd like me to take a look at for you that aren't necessarily on Muazo, but are somewhere out there in the market, some brands, just let me know. I'll take a closer look. And off we go. As my beard is, oops, blocking the microphone there, but as my beard is really coarse, I don't try to force the blade too much straight through in one pass because I know it's just going to end up tugging on my skin. My hair, I know my hair grows in a... I'm trying to go with the direction of the growth. That sound is pretty satisfying. Shaving for men, taking this time out in today's Sunday, preparing for the week. It's a great way to just have some time to yourself. And to offer yourself, you know, a nice moment in time. In recent history, shaving has become a bit of a chore. You just want to get through it as fast as you can and just you're done and you move on. But shaving is one of those things where it's one of those little luxuries in life that you could say men have when it comes to pampering or taking care of yourself. You know, having a nice shave, taking care of your skin, taking time. You don't have to do this daily, but taking time to kind of like take care of yourself. And a cutthroat shave is a great way of slowing you down and going, okay, it's a Sunday or it's a Monday or whatever. I just want to take a time out. I just want to spend, you know, some time shaving and zenning out for a while. And this is a great way to do it. So don't rush, just chill. Put some music on even. Have a little green tea on the side. Off you go. Adam's apple, always tricky. You can see a few slippages there. Not, I'll just slow down ever so slightly and just take my time. Now I have just noticed a very small pimple just here. And there's a chance that if I scrape that it could bleed, so gotta be careful there. Okay, so I can see a few more areas left. Yeah, let's just see what's going on. Yeah, just under the chin and side, and then we'll get up to the major space here, which is, oh gosh, it's so coarse. But let's see if we can get through it. If you are prone to irritation, the skin either goes red or you have ingrown hairs and things like that, often I would highly recommend that you take this super slow, use as much of your chosen face or shave cream on your face or shave gel as possible. Keep everything super lubricated so you don't have any unnecessary tugging, pulling or irritation. So really keep that in mind. And if your skin's not used to it, and if you've just been shaving with a trimmer or an electric shaver and things like that, you will find that your skin will break out after this first shave. But not to worry, the more you do it, the more your skin will become comfortable and accustomed to how you're treating it. So I'm kind of happy with that for the moment. I'm just going to put the blade away. I will also show you how I trim my moustache. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, I do like holding the brush really up close, tucking it up like this. Holding it like this, I'm not really a fan of. I don't know why, I just don't find it comfortable. I feel as if sometimes because my hair is coarse, I can't get the brush to lift the hair. So when I hold the brush like this, I can just get that a little bit more. Right, and it will feel pokey if you're not familiar, if you're not accustomed to it. So the more you practice, as with anything in life, the better you'll get. Chin always makes me nervous. My hair and my chin grows this way, that way, that way, that way, and it's just dense. So very thick, coarse hair I've got on my chin, at least. Well, let's start, and we'll do it little by little. My hair is growing this way and down, so I gotta be super careful here. Gotta avoid. See that? Look how coarse this sucker is.
Tell you what though, it's so nice to be back making these videos again. After such a crazy year. I had a few questions about why I enjoy shaving. I think that was along the lines of it, but and I was like, you know what, I used to watch my dad, my grandfather shave all the time. My dad, for him it was a ritual. He shaves every day, not one of these, but he shaves every day, and for him it's just a bit of an old school joy. My grandfather used to shave at the dining table. Shaving mirror, brush, and off he went. And again, for him it was a daily shave as well. So it's something that, you know, it's always been a bit of a luxury for men to spend their time shaving, and it's a bit of a lost art, which is a shame, but you know, it's coming back. What I mean by lost art, I mean the joy of shaving, not the task of shaving, just the joy. Now usually you'd be shaving down, but because the nature of my hair growth, and you'll have to assess this on your own, is my hair grows like this to the side. So especially when it's short like this, when it's a bit stubby, when it gets long, yeah, you can start pulling it down or shaping a beard, but in this case go with the growth, especially on the first pass when you want to get the main growth off. And here it grows down. So weird. I'm gonna go this way. So I've got a bit more control. See that? See how my hair grows across, down, and now it's growing in. And the blade just went through that so neatly because it was going with the growth. So back to the question, why did I get into shaving, or why do I enjoy shaving? Apart from my growing up with the influence of my father and grandfather, it's just something that I really not only enjoyed the observation of, but it's something that I've endeavoured to make more accessible. Because I remember when I got my first razor, what was it? It was like some sort of regular, brand, hyper marketed product, and you just shaved. That was it. You were done. But there's always the allure of wanting to have that old school experience, and hence I went into safety razors, DE razors, all that sort of wonderful stuff, and now into cutthroat, be it feather, be it Dovo, and it's just the pursuit of having a nice shave. And here we are with the cutthroat razor, enjoying that experience. And yeah, it's just part of who I am. I enjoy the nostalgia part, but I also enjoy the kind of evolution of it as well. I really want to have a good shave, and going backwards to go forwards is always what we end up doing in history. And there we go. Don't know if that answers the question, but slight ramble. So, tricky area. Okay, we're getting there. See, my awkward chin. It's giving me trouble. Okay, chin done. Now these areas, damn, they are so tricky because look at how dense and coarse they are, and I don't want to ruin the mustache, so let's get under there. I'm gonna have to. Cheeky because they're growing in it. Just a little bit more. that is the moustache, so I'm not styled from underneath, tidied up. Yeah. The thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I trim my moustache. Now, some might go, oh yeah, you just trim it with some scissors, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, look, yes, you trim it with scissors, you can trim it with a machine, all that sort of wonderful stuff, but I highly, 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 highly recommend that you purchase one of these. Now, this is again, it's by Dovo. It is specifically designed to cut the hair on your mustache. And what makes it so special is that the blades actually have a micro serration running across them. So they're not like your usual scissors where it's just a super sharp, if it's a barber scissors for example, it's just a very sharp blade. This has been designed to act like teeth. So what happens is that when the hair is being cut, it actually grips the hair rather than having a really finely polished surface where when you try to, you may have noticed this if you have tried to cut your mustache or trim mustache in the past, you might find that some of the hair escapes or is pushed away, right? This, and I've had this for years now because I've been growing a mustache every year for about 8 years. So I highly recommend these. These haven't aged a day. I totally love them. They are available on Muazo, and get them from there or get them anywhere else, it's up to you. But super recommended. Now, just going to give the whole thing. I am going to leave the ends a bit long because I want to twist them up, so I'm going to get them out of the way. But the rest, now you can either go up and down or across. I'm going to go up and down. I'm just going to follow my lip. And then get the stragglers. And there's a bit of a debate going on about this, about should you cut a diamond or something into the lip. I like to do that because it just keeps everything super neat. And if you have got one of these things on the bottom of your lip, I'm going for that musketeer sort of look this season. Time to rinse off. I like to rinse warm first, warm to semi-hot first to get everything off, and then super cold blast to seal everything in. Now if like me, you have coarse beards or you have slightly sensitive skin in areas, especially where it needs another pass, you'll find that the cooling or cold water would really calm that down and make it really pleasurable and bearable actually. So highly recommended. Now that you go hot and cold. Watch out for foam in your ears. you might be thinking, hey, Nitin, what are you going to do to finish this off? Are you going to use an aftershave or something like that? Personally, I don't like using aftershaves. I just find that they really jazz up the skin and dry it out, so they cause irritation. And for me, dryness, my skin is naturally oily, so what will happen over the next maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, my skin will start producing oil again and create a nice barrier. So I'm not going to mess about with it too much. However, after the kind of like 20, 35, however long it takes for my skin to kind of like rebalance or re-moisturize, I will apply a light moisturizer. And again, I'll be going for the V76 moisturizer in this particular case, primarily because it's super light, and I just like that. I just like that it's light and easy to apply, and a little goes a long way. And what that will do, again, with all of its kind of like skin nourishing minerals, and we'll have a closer look at these in the video, but it will really help soothe and protect the skin. So right now my skin is going to be encouraged to protect itself, and thereafter I'll add some additional protection to it. But there you go, we've just done a shave with a Dovo Bismarck cutthroat razor. I'll also show you my other video how to take care of this and what to do after you've finished shaving. And the only thing to say at the end is I'm going to be adding one of my favorite fragrances to myself before I get dressed, and that is, if you haven't already seen this, I will be doing a separate video on this, is another one of those Richard James releases. And this is a release with the I can never say it, but it's Aromatica. The Aqua Aromatica Black Vanilla. Really nice. I'm just gonna get a bit of that on me. It's got a bit of an old school vibe to it, but at the same time it's new, contemporary, really delicious. We'll talk more about this in another video. Apart from that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, questions, suggestions, comments, subscribe. And apart from that, have a wonderful day. I hope this has encouraged you to kind of like venture out in the realm of cutthroat shaving, and if you have any questions, let me know. Apart from that, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later.